Hey everyone, how you guys doing? I hope you guys had a good Friday with everything that's going on. So I just wanted to come on for a little bit. I know it's late, but I just wanted to cover some things that were on my mind. So here are some of the things I want to discuss tonight a little bit, but I also want to talk about um, last night's live. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was great to have so many people engaged in something that was outside of the beef sector. It was great that everybody was respectful and respectful of everybody's opinion, but also articulated that in a way in which was informative, educational, and things like that. So I appreciate that positive vibe. I'm gonna say hello to those in the chat. I gotta move this up a little bit because I can't see you all. So hold on. So I want to acknowledge those in the chat. Hello, Baby Bob. Hello, D Cop. How you doing? Hello, Rita Girl. So, Baby Bob is you're creating quite the stir in these streets. So, but that's a good thing. I think it's getting people to engage in dialogue. So, so what I was saying, yeah, last night was a great panel. We had Zills, Properly Bonafide, Shish Trish, Baby Bob, Peaches, and then I think we had Shawnee. I think we had, I don't know, I'm not sure. I think we had Lady T on the panel. So it was good to have, different people with a different voice expressing their views on, things in our society and having it be respectful. That was the key thing. People were able to communicate and disagree and affirm each other's view in a positive way. So that means that the purpose of this platform is working and coming to fruition. So I want to thank all those people that were there last night. So okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is Jay Wilson. Is Jay Wilson fake woke? And I know I said this before, but this is 2 days in a row since the riots have started that Jay Wilson has talked about black people being, I guess, treated unfairly and things like that. He's even cited things in his own personal life. And he even said that, it doesn't matter if you live in a gated community, you could be the one with a knee in your neck. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a certain type of suit, you can be the one with a knee in your neck. But I'm just sitting here perplexed as to just 72 hours ago, or maybe 96 hours ago, you were saying that because your neighbors are white, that they would call the police. Like I'll play the clip for you guys so you understand what I'm talking about. Hold on 1 second. So let me see if the clip comes up. It was coming up earlier. Yeah, so it's not coming up now. But basically the clip was saying that he has two white neighbors and they're part of the community watch and things like that. And that they watching things that they should and that they should not be watching. So I was just like, Jay Wilson, it's just perplexing that he would say that. It just bothers me to this day. So that he would say that, knowing the social climate that we're in, as if if his neighbors heard him say that, then it means that he would be okay with them profiling people who they felt didn't belong in his neighborhood. And I just thought that was kind of wrong, especially since he knows what's going on in our current climate. So the next thing I want to talk about is Treecey today. So I was saying, is Treecey the new Joyce Meyer? Which obviously I'm being facetious, but Treecey went on her live today talking about God and when people are losing hope, she reads the Bible to give herself hope and things like that. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, Treecey really believes in God. And what she was saying, I'm not knocking her for what she was saying. I mean, what she said was very powerful in that, she reads the Bible and do like the current place that we're in now in life is not our end all and things like that. So what she was saying was very like a positive and things like that, saying, she believes in God and that God gives her a purpose and when she reads the Bible and things like that. But like I said, it was great. I think it's between the 18-minute mark if you go to her live, 18-minute mark to the 20-minute mark of her video, her latest video, I guess. But like I said, I was surprised that she could speak about the Bible and what the Bible means to her. And this is not a dig at her, but when she could also emulate some of them, vile and evil things that another person can say to another person. And like I said, I'm not knocking her in no way, shape, or form, but I was just surprised. And like I said, it was a good, if you want to consider it a sermon, it was a good sermon. So um, that's what I have to say regarding that. So like I said, check it out. I think it's between the 18-minute mark and the 20-minute mark. And like I said, she was sounding like Joyce Meyer for a minute, but obviously, in 5 minutes she went back to the mess. So, but it was great to see that part of her. Let me see what else. I was gonna play this clip regarding Wolverine, but it keeps messing up when I bring up anything dealing with. I don't know why that is. Anything dealing with like a clip or something, it'll keep messing up on Prism. So I'll have to show that another time. I keep trying to do it, but by the time I show it, it's going to be played out. Another thing I want to say is Quanney traumatized. And the reason I say it's Quanney traumatized is because she keeps, I don't know, she says some vile stuff about white people. And I'm like, where did all this hate come from? So actually, this whole stuff that's been going on in the real world has allowed us into Quanney's real life because she said on a live that she went to mostly a predominantly white high school because her parents thought that she can get a better education there. But it seemed that her experience there was kind of somewhat tumultuous because when she was saying her like experience there, it seemed as if she felt inferior and she felt like I guess the black guys were there were getting all the attention from the white girls, and I guess that therefore left her feeling like as if she wasn't wanted and things like that. So it was interesting. And then she was saying like not the black teacher, the white teachers were very hard on or didn't like the black males. So it's just very interesting to see, maybe where all her hate comes from. What did she also say? She also said something about maybe I think she was a cheerleader. So I guess I don't know, seeing that maybe she wasn't wanted by the other black guys in the school made her have a certain disdain for white people. I don't know. But it's interesting though. And then one of her siblings married a white woman. So, I mean, all these deep rooted experiences somewhat gives us an insight into, why Quanney does not or says she does not like white people, I guess. I don't know. But it's interesting. I was gonna bring up a picture of Quanney because she was going at Nest No Mess. I say out of people's beefs, but I don't like when people are hypocritical in this sense because she was saying that Mess No Mess was wearing other people's DNA on her head, and there's a picture of Quanney out there doing the same. But I won't do that. I don't want to be petty, but it's just like Quanney, stop being hypocritical because we probably know why you're not wearing, I don't know what they call it, weave or synthetic hair. It's because it probably was eating away at your own hair. But like I said, I don't get in people's beats, but I just thought that was somewhat, because she wore somebody's DNA on her head once, and there's proof of that. So that's all I'm going to say. The next one is my StreamYard experience. So my StreamYard experience, it was okay. I mean, it was stressful, to be honest with you. And I didn't understand what people who operate StreamYard and they have a full panel actually go through until I actually did it myself. Like, you have to worry about the comments in the chat, what people are saying in the chat. Then you have to worry about the people who want to get on the StreamYard, if they're actually legitimate people or are they trolls or things like that. You have to monitor the discussion. You have to monitor the technical issues that happen with StreamYard, such as sometimes StreamYard boot you out but keeps the live going. You have to make sure you don't mute the wrong people or boot off the wrong people. So it's a lot that the broadcaster has to worry about in order to keep a broadcast going that's engaging and fun and entertaining. So the next thing I want to talk about is just if you guys are trying to watch the riots and stuff that's going on. I know a lot of people are taking other people's like lives and streaming them as if they're their own and all this, but there's one guy I found who's actually doing some great work, and he's from the Minneapolis area. Let me see if I can bring him up. Yeah, it's this guy here. His name is Life is GQ. So he's a black guy. He's level headed. He gives an interesting perspective about all what's going on. He's not like against authority, but he's level headed. He has a level headed approach about what's going on, and he gets some um, excellent footage of what's going on. He seems to be in the right place. He seems to know a lot of the people who are around there. Like, the one thing he was showing tonight was he was showing that the post office was actually getting burnt down. Like, the actual United States post office is getting burnt down. Like, it was burning down. I was like, man, that's crazy, because a lot of people have mail, and those things that was in the mail, whether it be a card to a loved one, a bill, or an important letter, anything like that, now will perish, and those people won't even know about it until maybe later. I know it is a big deal actually, because it's one of the key infrastructures that we have in the United States that we depend on, which is mail. So to see that get burnt down is crazy. But for him to capture that footage, and he's been capturing some other, great footage as well. So, and there's a lot of people that's supporting him, whether he be black or white, who are supporting him financially and in the growth of his channel. So I encourage you guys to check him out. The channel is Life is G and then Q. So definitely give that channel a click in the view if you want to follow what's going on in the nation, in Minneapolis, concerning the uprisings and riots. So, oh yeah, basically there's been people asking me about Cash App. Will I start a Cash App? So I started a Cash App, and the Cash App is $Sir King Crown. Once again, the Cash App is $Sir King Crown. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about tonight. It's a short live. I didn't want to overdo it tonight, but so yeah, I don't think there's anything else that's going on really too much. Hold on one second, I'm trying to move this thing. Uh-oh. I want to read your questions if you have any. So, views by Shawnee says Jay Wilson is trying his best to move past his scandal. Numbers are down, and he's definitely shook. Yeah, I think he is trying to move on from that. I don't think that was a good look for him. And I think especially those comments that he said during this time are definitely not a good look for him. So I don't know. It's just unfortunate that he, it's unfortunate. That's all I can say. Is just I don't like people who says those kind of things. And then he also said something that he stopped using the N word in his live tonight. But I was like, yeah, wait a minute. You let Max Garcia say it, and you did not, chastise him in a way in which he would know not to ever say that word in the presence of black people. So those are two instances. That's the two incidents in the past couple of weeks that have really caused me to question him. You know what I mean? It's not cool. And the thing what Max said was that he used the N word to incite. And I just don't, I mean, all I can say is like for a man like Jay Wilson, be a black man, and say all those life things, those life experiences that he's been through in terms of racism, and knows he can give you a history rundown of all the major events in black history. He was even talking about people who sung opera having you move to Europe in order to get their just due. But for you to have these incidents arise on your platform and not nip them in the bud, it really gives me, the chance to side eye you. Like I said, the whole Max Garcia thing and the whole thing saying that your neighbors are white, and I just didn't like that because you're just saying that you're cool with them profiling, and that's just, I don't know, that's the epitome of hypocrisy in my eyes. So, yeah, views by Shawnee, comments about his neighbors being white, and I had the audio, but like I said, for some reason, whenever I go live, Prism acts up like it. I don't know, doesn't want me to play it or whatever. But that's very telling, and I just didn't like that. I mean, because that's the whole reason black people get, or any person, people of color get harassed now. It's because they were profiled, not because they were behaving, how they say it, suspiciously, but they didn't fit somebody's idea of who should be around or where they should be. And that comment that he made only gave their approval of doing so. Like if his neighbor would have heard him say that, in their mind, they thought he would have given them like the approval. Like they would have thought, okay, yeah, he thinks that what we're doing is okay. And like he just said, that you don't know how an interaction with law enforcement may turn out. They're fearful, you're fearful, anything may happen. So that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Heavy Bear, they're saying that you are a man. Baby Bob says, why did you say I was in the streets? No, I'm just saying what they were saying was that no, they're saying that you've been on multiple platforms, and I guess you're causing some kind of hysteria. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Treecey was saying that people in my chat have flagged somebody's chat or something that got it taken down and some crazy stuff. Something. But they said that you're a man. So, I don't know. I don't know where they got that from, but that's what they said. All right, so anybody have any other questions, or I'll let you guys go. Like I said, this is a short live. That's why I came on so late, because I didn't want anything to carry on too long. But yeah, Heavy Bear, they're saying you're a man. Baby Bop, they're saying that your whole, like, you're jumping on platforms and things like that, but I don't know, they were really outraged by what you were saying last night, saying regarding color, not on my platform, on somebody else's platform. And Heavy Bear, they're saying that you're actually a man. So that's all I really have to say. Yeah, like I said, so that's all I really have to say. There's not much else going on in these YouTube streets. Like I said, the riots. Oh yeah, the thing about the riots, the thing that's crazy is that this stuff is now happening everywhere. And what I'm seeing, which is really scary, is not scary, but it's crazy, is that these people who are coordinating this stuff, like they're actually organized. Like they've got scouts who ride on bicycles to lead the marches. And then the other thing that's pretty crazy is that they're seeing that they have more numbers than the police do. Like even the state police or whatever, like they're figuring out they have more numbers. It's pretty crazy. And the reason I say it's pretty crazy is because that only means one thing, that things may get a little bit violent. Because the pepper spray, the flashbangs and all that other stuff is not controlling these crowds and is not deterring them. And it's gonna get interesting. That's all I have to say. So but yeah, so that's about it. Hey, I'm trolling. How you doing? So yeah, like I said, that's about it. The last thing I want to say is like Jay Wilson. I think it's just a lot of hypocrisy right now going on with him, and I would really like to understand the root of all that, because one instance he's pro-black and showing all this stuff, dealing with black culture, but the next instance he's saying he has white neighbors, and you can have white neighbors, that's not a problem, but to say that they are looking out and profiling who's driving up and down the block, that's not good, especially in this climate right now. And we had the whole Max Garcia thing, and you did not chastise that man. It took Jay Dunn to come up and chastise Max in order for your panel of African Americans to be respected. And the thing was, Max wasn't even shy to say that he used that word to incite. And I wish it would have incited Jay Wilson to act on, putting some respect on our name. So, yeah, so that's all I have to say. Views by Shiny, he says that he is not dependent on YouTube and he has other ventures. So, I'm trolling says, I'm okay just catching up on what's going on in these streets. Yeah. And Baby Bob says, it's getting crazy in the real world. The devil is running rampant out there. Yeah, it's crazy. I know, it's so sad. I'm truly perplexed as to what is going on, because this thing we know things have been getting kind of weird lately, but it seemed like in the start of 2020, things just started getting crazy. Like we had the whole Kobe thing, we had some other crazy people. I mean, not crazy people. So other things, like other people who passed away. Then we had COVID, and now we having this. And the thing is that's scary like this is that I've never seen upheavals in other cities like take form like this. Like I've never seen it that way. And I think like a lot of the young people feel as if there is no hope. Like I was thinking, like, man, if COVID would have happened when I was in high school or college, and all your dreams of graduating now are stripped away because of some, how can I say it? Like you can't even see COVID really. It's something that's transferred. It's a virus that's transferred. And then let's say if you were trying to like pull up your GPA in your senior year or your junior year, and now that was just taken away. Now I know that the schools maybe have other means of getting the grades on the books, but that whole experience. What about some kid that wanted to earn a scholarship and knew that they had to do well this senior year in order to get that scholarship, and now that's taken away? You can't play sports, so if you're relying on a lacrosse or tennis or some kind of scholarship that fell in that kind of part of the year when COVID hit, that's crazy. I mean, it's insane. Like, really, if you think about the mindset of the youth, they're like, what the hell? Like, our older people, our elders, are not acting like elders. and there's no leadership to help us understand how to act. And I think they're fed up, really. It's kind of crazy. Suki, I'm not Zills. Zills and I actually spoke last night on my panel. So yeah. Yeah. So that's about all I really have to say. I don't know anything else going on. Really. Like I said, I started a cash app for people who were asking about it. It's Sir King Crown. If you guys have any other topics you want me to talk about in future broadcasts, please leave them in the comments section below. And that's about it. Yeah. And I was just really amazed tonight that Treecey turned into Joyce Meyer for about a couple of minutes when she was talking about, her Bible and things like that, and how she reads it to stay encouraged and to truly understand the meaning of the world. So it's like sometimes you just have to take the pearls of wisdom from whoever's spewing them, because it may not be that person speaking, it may be the universe speaking through them. So that's what I thought about that. So, oh hey Troy Allen, how you doing? Good morning, Mr. King in chat. Real world is crazier than the B sector. I agree. I agree, Troy Allen. But what I was saying, Troy, was that there seems to have been a rapid acceleration of the crazy events that are going on in our world. And, you know, from a religious standpoint, I don't know if this is God telling us that things are about to happen in such a way that we need to get ourselves in order. Because like I was saying with COVID, that came out of nowhere. I mean, it just came out of nowhere and affected people's lives like nothing. And now we've got social upheaval. And I think people are realizing that the people are greater in number than the authorities, because normally when things would turn or escalate, and when, what you say, beanbags and rubber bullets are fired, the crowds were normally dispersed. But they don't disperse. If they're dispersed, they're coming around the corner and targeting things all over again. Like, they ran the police out their own precinct. When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened? It's crazy. Suki says God is definitely trying to tell us something, Sir King. I truly do believe so. I truly do believe so. I really do. I really do. Troy Allen says watching in disbelief at protests all over. Yeah, I do agree, Troy Allen. I really do that. I've never seen, like, when I was very skeptical, Troy. I was very skeptical. I said, okay, things happen in Minneapolis, and then they'll the protests will trickle over to other states. But I did not feel as if they would take the momentum that they have. Like in LA, people were literally brawling with the cops. And then you saw the stuff in Atlanta. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, people are willing to sacrifice, because if you think about it, the events did not happen in Atlanta or LA. So for people to feel galvanized to go and take action and to get and sacrifice their own freedom with law enforcement speaks volumes about what we have going on here. So people are not just saying, oh, well, that happened in Minnesota, so that doesn't affect me. They're actually, taking action in their own states and be like, yeah, we can empathize with what's going on, because I fell victim to this as well. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, Troy, you're right. These young people are not backing down. All races are involved in the protests. I agree. I agree, because in this day and age, everybody is suffering, regardless of your race. It's more of a classism kind of deal, So, and I think a lot of kids are growing up together and seeing the, inequities or the inequalities that one race may share that the other one doesn't, and they see that there's something wrong with that. So, yeah, so that's all I want to say. Definitely things are changing. I never thought I would see this in my lifetime. I know we go through wars, but we never would, see our own people fighting, not against each other, but against a system that they deem unfair. And, that's all I can really say. I mean, we're also fighting a virus or things like that. So the timing is pretty unusual. And then also, you have to remember the leadership we have as a nation, too. So for all three of these things happening all at once, is something is definitely going on. So, all right, you all, I will let you go. Like I said, I wanted this to be kind of a short live. Take care of yourselves, be safe, treat each other with respect, and, get in touch with the Most High, because there's definitely something going on here. So, like Tracy says, we're not, well, let's just say Treecey, aka the beef sector Joyce Meyer, the beef sector's Joyce Meyer, is saying, start reading your Bible and get in touch with the Most High, because this isn't the end all. Like what we're living right now, this isn't the end all. Like there is something else going on that's, another part of, I don't know, God's plan. So this is the time. So take care, have a good night, and thank you again for your support. Thank you for all those who got me to 1K. And enjoy the day. Take care. Bye.